The distress call came through at 0300 hours, piercing the silence of the human medical bay aboard the Zenith Dawn. Doctor. Sarah Chen had been reviewing supply manifests when the frantic chirping filled her comm unit. Human doctor. Please, my cub, he's hurt. The translator struggled with the Vrin language, all clicks and whistles. But the panic was universal. Sarah grabbed her medkit and ran toward the alien quarters. The Vrin were a wolf-like species, covered in silvery fur with 6 legs and expressive ears that currently lay flat against the mother's skull. Nira, the pack leader's mate, stood at the doorway, her amber eyes wild with fear. "Show me," Sarah said, keeping her voice calm. Inside, a small Vrin cub, no more than their equivalent of 5 years old, lay whimpering on a sleeping mat. Tuck. Sarah recognized him from the children's area where he often played with the human crew's kids. His front right paw was swollen, the joint at an odd angle. What happened? Sarah knelt beside the cub, her hands moving with practiced efficiency. He was playing in the 0G chamber. He fell when gravity restored early. A malfunction. Nira's ears twitched anxiously. Our medic is away on the sister ship. You're the only one who can help. Sarah examined the paw carefully. Sprained. Definitely. Possibly a minor fracture. Nothing life-threatening, but painful for the little one. Tock's whimpers broke her heart. "Okay, buddy," she whispered, stroking his soft fur between his ears. "I'm going to help you feel better." She pulled out her portable scanner, adapted for xenobiology, and confirmed her diagnosis. Severe sprain with microfractures. Standard treatment for any mammalian species. Immobilization, anti-inflammatory, and cold therapy. The first 2 were easy. She gave Tock a dose of pan-species pain medication and carefully wrapped his paw in a compression bandage. Then she reached into her kit and pulled out something the Vrin had never seen before. A cold pack. Sarah cracked it, feeling the chemical reaction turn it ice cold, then gently placed it on Tock's swollen joint. The cub's eyes went wide. His whimpering stopped. His ears perked up slightly. Cold good, he said in broken standard, his first words since Sarah arrived. Nira stared at the ice pack as if Sarah had performed magic. "What is that thing?" "It's a cold pack. The cold reduces inflammation and numbs pain. On Earth, we've used ice therapy for thousands of years." Sarah smiled at Tock, who was now curiously touching the pack with his good paw. "Humans figured out pretty early that cold helps with injuries." "Cold," Nira repeated, her scientific mind clearly working. "We, Vrin, maintain stable body temperature. We never considered temperature manipulation for healing. Keep it on for 15 minutes, then off for 15 minutes. Repeat for the next few hours. He should be much better by morning." Sarah stood, packing her equipment. "The swelling will go down significantly." Nira bowed deeply, a gesture of profound respect among the Vrin. What Sarah didn't anticipate was the reaction the next morning. She was finishing breakfast when her comm exploded with messages. First, the captain requested her presence on the bridge. Then, 3 more Vrin families wanted consultations. Then, inexplicably, the ship's xenocultural liaison marked it urgent. When she reached the bridge, she found Captain Rodriguez trying not to laugh, while Nira stood surrounded by what appeared to be the entire Vrin pack aboard the ship, all 14 adults and 9 cubs. "Dr. Chen," the captain said, fighting a smile. "We have a situation." Nira stepped forward, her posture formal. "Doctor, my cub Tock woke this morning completely healed. The swelling is gone. The pain is gone. But," she paused dramatically, "he claims that you, the human, are Puffy." What?" Tock bounded forward on all 6 legs, his injured paw completely functional, and pressed his nose against Sarah's hand. "Puffy! Warm and puffy, and makes hurt go away." The other cubs took up the chant. "Puffy! Puffy! The human is Puffy." Sarah looked helplessly at the captain, who was now openly grinning. "It gets better," Rodriguez said. "Tell her the rest." Nira's ears twitched in what Sarah had learned was the Vryn equivalent of embarrassment. "The Cubs have declared that because you healed one of the pack with your puffiness, you are now pack-affiliated. They've begun referring to you as Puffy who heals. And—" Sarah could tell there was more. "And according to Vryn tradition, once a pack affiliates with someone, the entire pack adopts their positive attributes through, well, proximity." Nira looked genuinely apologetic. "The Cubs have convinced the adults that by staying near you, we all become Puffy." Sarah blinked. "That the Vryn pack has collectively decided that humans possess some kind of healing puffiness, and they've requested permission to have their medical staff trained in human therapeutic techniques," Captain Rodriguez finished. "Also, they want to know if we can manufacture more of those puffiness packs." One of the adult Vryn, a grizzled warrior named Korath, stepped forward. "Human, we have been spacefaring for 3,000 years. We have advanced biotechnology, regenerative medicine, and neural restructuring capabilities. But never, never has healing been so simple, so effective, and so puffy." Sarah couldn't help it. She burst out laughing. "It's just an ice pack. Frozen water." The Vryn stared at her in silence. Finally, young Tak spoke, his voice reverent. "Frozen water. The humans weaponize temperature itself for healing." "Well," Nira said thoughtfully, "when you phrase it that way, it does sound rather impressive. Humanity, yeah," the captain muttered under his breath. Within a week, cold therapy had been integrated into the Zenith Dawn's multi-species medical protocols. Within a month, the Galactic Medical Council requested human consultation on thermal manipulation therapy. Within a year, Dr. Sarah Chen published a paper that revolutionized xenomedicine across 47 species, and she was forever known among the Vryn as Puffy who heals. The human who taught the galaxy that sometimes the simplest solutions, ice on a wound, a gentle hand, a moment of care, were the most powerful medicine of all. Tak kept the original cold pack, long since thawed, as a treasure. And every Vryn cub who heard the story learned that humans, those strange, soft, puffy beings, had the remarkable ability to turn even frozen water into magic.